am simply a mom who continues to honor and mourn her son. And so I ask each of you to reflect for a moment and ask yourself this question. If my child was murdered, what would I expect lawmakers to do to prevent something similar from happening again? And with that, I thank all of you for your time, and I humbly request that you support Iki's Law. Thank you.
Thank you, and on behalf of our committee, thank you for that very difficult testimony. We will now turn to the witness. I spoke about it in the beginning of the meeting, the witness, so we are allowing to testify. So if we could turn to that witness, please.
Hi. Am I allowed to talk now?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
My name is Maya Laing. I'm 16 from Santa Cruz, and we teach children when an adult harms us or we are afraid, we should ask for help. When me and my brother had the courage to talk about how our mother abused us, we did that. We asked for help from many adults, including the police and courts. Instead of being protected, we were turned over to our abuser. I told my story at court, forced to confront my abuser. I was treated like a criminal. On October 20th, the day after, the court called me a liar, ignored my testimony, and gave full custody to my mother. That night, we were violently taken. We were kidnapped. It was a court order, but that does not make it right. We were at my grandmother's house, trying to hide and not be taken. 3 large adults we did not know cornered us. They picked us up by the arms and legs and dragged us to their car. As they tried to wrestle me into the car, my head hit against the car door, I partially lost consciousness, and my lips split open. I tried to wrestle free and escape, but they grabbed me and pressed me into the ground. My jeans were pulled down in front of my friends, family, and the police. When I was shoved into the car, I was held on the floor of the car until we got onto the freeway. Me and my brother sat in the back seat of the car sobbing and trying not to let go of each other. After suffering this extreme trauma, it did not end. This was the start of reunification camp. The therapists interrogated us for 4 days. They threatened us, saying we would be sent to a wilderness camp with no food or blankets until we cooperated. We learned that to survive, we needed to pretend our abuse never happened. The therapist and our mother called us sociopaths and said we had, quote, false memories. We went 7 months with no communication with our father, stepmother, and step-siblings. No one was even allowed to know where we were, and we were forced to change our last name and hide our experience from everyone new we met. We ran away from our mother last month. We are now living with our friends. We still aren't allowed to live with our father because of the same court orders, and our mother is still trying to capture us and put us through another reunification camp or similar program. This is our family court system, and this was deemed in our best interest. I ask you to please vote yes for SB 331. Thank you.
Thank you. Further witnesses in support? Name and organization only.
Priscilla Quiroz here on behalf of the City of Santa Monica in support.
Hi, Rebecca Farrell, Orange County Clinical Social Worker for Adolescents in support.
Good afternoon. My name is Corazon Pavela. I'm from San Diego, California, and support.
Thank you.
SB.
Good afternoon, Geraldine Sowell from San Diego, protective parent, and I strongly support SB 331, Iki's Law.
Tina Swidden on behalf of 4 different organizations asking for your support of SB 331, One Mom's Battle, Custody Peace, Movement of Mothers, and the co-sponsor Family Court Awareness Month. Thank you.
Richard Simpson, same 4 organizations in support. Thank you.
Kailani Swithin with One Mom's Battle in support.
Justin Laing from Santa Cruz, California, Maya's father, in strong support of SB 331.
Connie Valentine, California Protective Parents Association, in strong support.
Sue Yapu from Alameda County Protective Parents, strongly support.
Julie-Holburn, protective parent from Newport Beach, California, who just had her children taken after 12 years of sole legal custody, in strong support.
Carolyn Farrell, marriage and family therapist in Santa Cruz, California, and grandma to Sebastian and Maya Laing.
Amy Hunter, mother of Sophia and Sarah Ruin, murdered by their father in December 2017, in strong support.
Brenna Gano McNabb, a protective parent from Moss Beach, California, in strong support.
Joan Collins, domestic violence survivor and protective parents from Menlo Park.
Jasper Lysander, I escaped Humboldt County and I'm currently residing in San Diego. I'm a protective parent and a survivor, and I strongly support this bill.
Meredith Severs from Sacramento. Terrified that I'm gonna have to get a story and support.
Carly Hessel, I come to you as a previous member of law enforcement, a current survivor and current victim of Sacramento County Family Court, in support.
Jamie Amaral, I'm a supportive parent or a protective parent, and I support Vicky's law. Thank you.
Renee Blair from Santa Rosa, California. I'm a protective parent. I'm also an educator, and I'm in strong support of this bill.
Cynthia Snooks from West Covina, and I strongly support this bill.
Angela Snooks from West Covina, and I support this bill.
My name is Michael Golan. I'm the former president and chief executive officer of a firm that I sold for a mid-nine-figure sum a few years ago. I had 1,300 employees for about 18 years. Half of them were women, half of them were men. I'd say at least half of all the people who worked for me were divorced. I had six women.
Sir, name and organization only, and are you in support of the bill?
I have a different perspective on it, but yes, I support it.
Thank you. Thank you. Motion from Ms. We already have a motion, a second. Seeing no further witnesses in support, witnesses in opposition. Okay, we also need a second chair as well. So we got we got both at once. So we have we have a motion from Ms. Reyes, a second from Mr. Calro. First witness, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Catherine McWillie. I am a family law divorce professional, and I'm opposed to Peaky's Law. I've been dealing with family law for over 40 years, 24 years as an LAPD officer responding to radio calls dealing with divorce and custody. I was also a first responder to child abuse investigations and other specialized units impacted by family law. The last 16 years, I have been a custody consultant and divorce coach, specializing in high conflict cases wherein I conducted threat assessments and safety plans, with some of my clients wearing bulletproof vests to court and setting up security rooms in their homes for their protection. I pray there is no one else in this room that has experienced the impact of family law that I have. I pray that is the case. I still remember where I was standing as the screams of a young mother rang out as she was told that her two children, 5 and 7, had been murdered by their father pending their divorce. There's a story of a 6-year-old child who hung himself on a refrigerator door using his own belt after his parents divorced, and the mother that locked her children in a shed and set it on fire, killing all but one of her children. There is no one in this room more than I that wants to support, protect every child and every family member. However well-intended this law is, it will have devastating unintended consequences beyond your comprehension. The harm and abuse to children and families will increase, not decrease, with the passage of this law, not tenfold, but 100-fold. I'm not objecting to the training. I'm not objecting to judges becoming more aware of domestic violence. What I'm objecting to is the fact that we have children that are going to be more manipulated, put more in the middle, and as their preference becomes known to the court with this law, that preference will be given to a child. We don't allow children to set their bedtimes. We don't allow children to go to a dentist.
I'm going to give you a little bit longer because I gave the proponents a little bit longer, but I would like to ask you to wrap up.
I will. Okay. There is still time for much of what was written in this law that will help children and families and even the courts dealing with violation of court orders. Information that was identified in a bulletin issued by the Office of the Juvenile Justice Department in 2001. I urge you to see more, to learn more about how this law could destroy families. Not the training, not the domestic violence, but that preference. In closing, there will be a time when we look back at family law and wonder how we were ever so barbaric, because there's no other word for what is happening to children and families during divorce and custody proceedings that will be made worse by this law because of the outlaw of reunification programs. And just to address one issue.
Hold on.
The FBI, when they locate a child who's been taken by a parent or other family
I do need you to wrap up. So if this
I'm
is your
closing it
concluding
now.
remark, okay.
Is they use reunification programs similar to what's being used in courts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next witness.
My name is Ron Berglass. As a former mediator in the Sacramento Superior Court, I'm used to listening to very emotional arguments and keeping an open mind for both parties and give them equal time and equal emotional statement. When my 10-year-old daughter told her mother that she wanted to commit suicide, her mother told her to do it at my house because then I could be seen as the bad guy. 2 years later, after my daughter secretly texted me from her mother's house asking if she could live with me and I won back custody in court, she overdosed twice on fentanyl while trying to cope with the trauma her mother inflicted by coercing her to reject me. This bill specifies that the counseling shall primarily address the rejected parent's contribution to the resistance of the child before ordering the other parent to take steps to improve the child's relationship with the rejected parent. What steps do you think the other parent might take to improve a relationship that they've systematically destroyed? Come on. What happened to Piki was indeed tragic, I'm sorry, but had nothing to do with remedial therapy. Had a risk violence assessment been conducted on Piki's father by a qualified psychologist, it might never have happened. Nevertheless, they've managed to include the removal of judicial discretion in this bill, preventing a judge from ordering counseling services to remediate the resistance of a child to connect with the parent seeking custody if the child is transported to the counseling against their will. A resistance proven in court to have been molded and shaped by their abuser. I heard it all the time from my ex. She told me my daughter didn't want to talk to me on the phone or go to my house. The ex claimed she couldn't do anything about it, that it was what my daughter wanted. How did she do that to my daughter? From the age of 2 to 12, her mother told her repeatedly that I didn't love her. My daughter told me later that when she protested that it wasn't true, her mom shouted obscenities at her. They are as relentless as this awful bill. SB 331 Rubio seeks to hide the other parent from observation, recrimination, and criminal sanction, when it has frequently been proven in court that they use coercive control to force their children to reject their other parent.
Wrap up.
Yeah. Ironically, SB 1141 Rubio passed states that an award of child custody to a party who is engaged in coercive control is detrimental to the best interests of the child. Reject this smokescreen of a bill, please.
Thank you. Further, we're going to conduct the hearing professionally. Any further witnesses in opposition?
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Alley with the California Psychological Association. We're not opposed to the bill. We just wanted to recognize that we've been in multiple hour conversations with the author sponsor. Think that the committee's amendments move the bill into a much better place than it was. And we're looking forward to continuing the conversation. We're trying to balance safety with court action.
Tracy Kenny on behalf of the Judicial Council. We're opposed unless amended on separation of powers issues.
Thank you.
Raul Siegelbaum in behalf of SERF. This bill protects a lot of children from abuse, but it also sacrifices many other children.
Yeah, just name an organization only.
Raul Siegelbaum, SERF.
Thank you.
I'm Craig Dunwoody
I'm a California protective parent and survivor. I'm with Protecting Everyone from Abuse. I strongly oppose a two passes amended as today. I strongly oppose amending and.
Thank you. Thank you. Any further witnesses in opposition? Seeing none. We have a motion and we have a second. Any questions or comments from the committee? Mr. Asali.
To the senator, thank you for bringing this and providing a voice to victims. It's something we frankly need more of up here. To Peaky's mom, I am so sorry that the system failed you. I'm sorry. I have seen, as a deputy DA, I have seen the system repeatedly fail domestic violence victims and child abuse victims all the time. We have to do better. We just have to. We have so many examples, whether it's Gabriel Fernandez in Los Angeles or the Turpin kids in Riverside County, my county. There's a documentary that just came out about a little girl named Maya and how the state in Florida abused that process as well. There's a lot of complacency, incompetence, and frankly laziness in our bureaucracies, and there's no accountability, and nobody wants to do the hard work of doing the investigations and figuring out what's true and what's not. And a lot of times the system just defaults to split custody and reunification. I cannot imagine your son being ripped away from you and excluded from you, his protector, and handed over to this animal who suffocated him with a jacket and threw him in the forest like a discarded person. I cannot imagine it. And for us to have a process in this state to provide this reunification treatment, which I never heard of and is frankly barbaric, that we rip people away from their kids. You can have counseling. We can address the counseling. I'm sure there are professional counselors that will deal with manipulative parents. But this treatment is barbaric. We can't have this. And I hope your ex-husband rots in prison, he rots in hell. And I will support this. And I'd like to be a co-author, so thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Seeing no further questions or comments from the committee, Senator Rubin, you may close.
Thank you, and thank you for your comments. And I just want to clear for the record, I think it was stated that this takes discretion from the courts. It does not. The courts still have discretion. What we're trying to ban is the unregulated practice of ripping a child away from their safe home, their community, their teacher, their friends. I don't believe anybody here thinks it's okay to just disappear from 9 months with strangers and be threatened and coerced. So I ask that you please vote on Peaky's Law. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. The motion is to pass as amended to the Appropriations Committee. Ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Mainshine.
Aye.
Mainshine, aye. Asali.
Aye, and I'd like to be a co-author.
Asali, aye. Connolly. Connolly, aye. Dixon. Dixon, aye. Haney. Haney, aye. Calra. Calra, aye. Pacheco. Pacheco, aye. Papin. Papin, aye. Reyes. Reyes, aye. Sanchez. Sanchez, aye. McKinnon. McKinnon, aye.
Your bill is out. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
And just, I'd ask everybody to please exit quietly as we continue to do the work of the committee. We are going to do add-ons. And we have a bill on call.